Hey, what's up, guys? I'm BKFC athlete Paige Dancer, and you're watching Cage Side with Christopher James.
What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuit. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Philip Caduceus. There you go, baby.
Hey, good evening, boys and girls. Welcome to Cage Side with Christopher James. I am Christopher James. How you doing? How you doing? How the hell are you doing? It's me, and I'm here to have a good time with you guys. So, we are going to get the party started here in just a few moments. I always come on I try to come on a couple minutes early, so this way I can get some stuff set up before I bring on my first guest of the evening. Lots of stuff going on. What a fight card UFC had this past weekend. 9 finishes or 8 finishes out of 12 fights. That was probably pretty damn cool. I didn't get to see the whole card because I was out driving Uber. So I saw some of the fights. And, that's the way it goes, man. So sometimes you miss, sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. But, we just do what we got to do. And, we make it happen. So, got to take care of my family. So I had to go out and drive Uber. I'm sharing this out to some groups right now. I'm not looking at the camera, of course. But, it was a great event. We got a big event coming up this weekend. BKFC coming up this weekend. Elvin Brito taking on Luis Palomino for Elvin Brito's 165-pound championship. A lot of people keep referring to this as a champion versus champion fight. While, yes, both men are champion, it's not exactly a champion versus champion fight because that would mean more of, the reigning champ versus the interim champ and, the guy walks away with the belts. But Luis Palomino has the opportunity to become a champ. And Elvin Brito has the opportunity to avenge a loss that he was not happy about earlier in his BKFC career. But, that's why they fight, So these guys are coming up. I have Arnold Adams joining us on the show, the heavyweight champion of the world. And I have Tyler Sammis, 18 years old, man. The kid came in and put on a show. So we are going to talk with both of these men here in just a couple of minutes. Just like I said, I'm sharing this out to some groups right now, so bear with me, guys. I hope everybody had a nice weekend. Celebrated Father's Day. I didn't get to see my daughter or my grandson. I was a little sad, but they called me video call, and I got to talk to them that way, and I got to see them both that way. I wish I would have gotten to see them and give them both a hug and a kiss, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. So, you take the good, you take the bad, you take the ugly. And thank you, Jacob. I appreciate that. So, what the hell was that? Okay, now before we get to our first guest, because he's not actually in the green room yet, it's time to smoke up. Get ready for the night. Get lit. We got a lightning hockey game for you guys that follow hockey. It's the coolest combat sport that you could play with a stick. Smoke time. Good stuff. It's like 29% THC. Makes me happy. I'm drinking Mountain Dew. That's why it looks funny, because I have my green screen on. So Mountain Dew looks weird in the green screen. You can see it's green bottle. But anyway, so we have a great show tonight. Like I said, we have Arnold Adams, the BKFC heavyweight champion of the world, coming on. We're going to discuss his last fight, his next fight, the heavyweight division and how it's growing in BKFC. They're adding some big names. We're going to discuss all that stuff with him when he comes on here in just a moment. And then we're going to talk to Tyler Sammis, the 18-year-old sensation that came into BKFC, and boom. Notched a win in his pro debut. I got to pull up some stuff here, guys. Bear with me. So how are you guys doing today, man? We got BKFC coming up this weekend, like I said. Brenton Beltran. I had to pull up some stuff here. So we're waiting for the champ to join us right now. It's 8:01. He's supposed to be on with us at 8:00 p.m. Hopefully he'll be here in just a moment. Let me message Tyler just to let him know, see him in 30 minutes, just so he knows. I think these guys live in different time zones than East Coast. What's up, JC? Good evening, brother. So, boys and girls, he's here. He's in the green room. He's got kind of a smile on. Oh, there's a little more smile. There he is. There's the champ. That's the look I like to see from the champ. So we are going to bring him in right now, boys and girls. We've been waiting for him for a few weeks, but he had some stuff going on in life. So we had to postpone until he was ready, but he's ready now, and he's in the green room. We're going to bring him in right now. He is the reigning, defending, undisputed bare knuckle fighting championship champion of the world, the one and only Arnold Adams.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm blessed to be alive today, man, and that's how I got to look at it every single day, man. Because it's true. I'm blessed to be alive today. Today's a 4-year anniversary for me of a heart attack I had. Or actually, it was yesterday. I'm sorry. 4-year anniversary yesterday of my third heart attack, and kicking. So I feel blessed every day, but I feel a lot extra blessed when those anniversaries come up and just remind me how much I need to be grateful for every single day of my life. So. I don't want to start out with the typical questions because I know you don't like the typical questions, but there's always a couple of typical ones that we're going to have to ask, but we'll get to those in a little bit. But what I want to know from you right now is what's your meal plan like, man? What do you do to stay in shape?
My meal plan right now involves a lot of French fries. A lot of French fries.
That's the blessing to be a heavyweight, right?
Yeah, that's not normally my thing, but I was sidelined for a minute. I couldn't do anything, and French fries like a comfort food.
I agree, man. Mac and cheese is a comfort food for me, so I like to chow down on that stuff at all times, whenever possible. But just in general, what's like normal for you? Like when you eat, as you're maybe just in training, do you eat differently when you're in training, or do you eat kind of the same? You just tone down some of the portioning of some of the bad stuff.
I do tone down. Before DC, I was changing what I was eating healthier, watching what I eat. But then when I got this boxing coach, Mike Davis, he was like, "We're not trying to lose weight. Let's get you used to moving at that normal weight that you walk around at, and we don't have to worry about you coming in lighter than the other guy you're fighting." Cool, and it worked. I got back to eating what I wanted to eat. He was like, "Don't skip any meals, but don't stuff yourself." So I made it work.
Do you think a 10-pound difference makes a difference in a fight?
I don't. Not 10. 20 for sure.
20 for sure. 10 pounds, no big deal.
Not in the heavyweight division. No, 10 pounds really isn't nothing. You can put 10 pounds on easily after you cut weight, but 20 pounds, that's a huge difference. You can feel that. The guys I spar with are 20 pounds heavier than me, and I feel the difference.
Where do you like to walk around at?
As of recently, I try to stay around the weight, around the cap of 265 now.
Okay.
So that when I start kicking in that overdrive for the training camp, I'm not trying to kill myself. I'm already where I need to be on the weight wise. Let's just focus on good work and good cardio, good stamina, and everything.
Plus 265, you look big, you look strong, and you look scary when you're pulling bodyguard duty, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
You still doing that stuff?
Yeah, no, that's when I'm not fighting. That's usually what I'm doing.
I know, that's why I asked. But I mean, you go in a suit, like you get all suited up, when you're with because I know you roll with some big time players.
I don't know
but
if you can hear.
You froze up for a minute. The champ froze. Everybody freeze. There you are. You're back. You froze up for a second.
Oh, yeah. Same thing on my end. You were just sitting there like this.
I did that because you were frozen. I was like, everybody freeze.
Gotcha.
So you were about to say, I don't know if you can hear something. Because I asked you about, do you suit up, get like all dolled up, dressed up fine, wearing a shirt and tie when you're out bodyguarding, or you're a little more cash?
No, I'm more casual. I mean, but it's based on the client. Most of the clients I protect, they're not suit and tie. If they have that type of event and I'm with them, yeah, you usually dress to your client.
Do you enjoy it?
Yeah. It's I guess because I've been like in a protector role my entire life, so this is really like a calling for me.
So tell us a funny story that happened while you were bodyguarding somebody, especially if it's somebody famous. You don't have to drop the name of the famous person if you don't want to, but I'm sure there's got to be at least one good funny story you could share with us.
A good funny one? And not really.
All right. What about one where you had to beat the crap out of somebody?
Yeah. And it wasn't even I beat the crap out of somebody. I just hit this guy one time and his body locked up. He smacked the floor, went brain dead, and then he had to be gurneyed out.
What did he do to promote that kind of response from you to have to finish him up like that?
So they were jumping someone in the entourage 4-on-1. And I went to I separated them. I put the guy they were jumping behind me, but two guys ran off around me and continued jumping him, and two of them squared off on me. So when he squared off on me, I took a drop step, got my stance, and he twitched. He did something with his left hand out the corner of my eye, and I just fired a right hand from here. It was like a rocket and knocked him out. He smacked, hit the back of his head. His body locked up. Me and the other guy threw a couple punches. We both missed. Then the guy's wife started screaming like, "You killed him," and that's kind of what stopped everything.
A lot of fighters have a secondary profession because financially they need to. You are one of those fortunate guys that gets to beat people up in both of your jobs and really not have any repercussions for it.
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool deal when you think about it, when you really break it down. It's like, well, he's a bodyguard. He gets paid to defend people. If he has to throw hands, he throws hands. He's not going to face any real repercussions. I mean, maybe if you killed somebody, you might have to face some repercussions. But other than that,
it's really based on the situation. So
sure.
In that particular situation, the guy that was part of the entourage, he initiated everything. But even then, when I went over there to separate, like on the camera, it showed me like trying to stop, trying to put an end to it, and then they rolling off and still continuing the action. It was like, so why'd you swing? And I was like, I saw him twitch. I don't know what he did. He was already in a threatening position. I just saw him move fast, so I moved faster. I was like, it's either going to be him or me. And I'm telling the cops, like, if it's no different, if we're in a face-off and I move fast in any direction, y'all going to light me up. There's no difference here.
No
and
difference.
They're like, you got a point there. I know. I pay attention.
Do you carry when you're working? Oh, you froze up again. Son of a gun. Always when I ask the good questions, he freezes up. So we'll have to wait for him to snap back in here, and then we'll ask that question again. There he is. He's back.
Janky ass internet.
So do you carry when you're on the job?
Most clients, not all
Most
the time, but it depends on the client and where we are. You know, some states, New York, yeah, it's not. No, like NYC, no, don't. That's not even when you fly. Even if you fly in, they arrest you when you fly in. Like it's that bad in New York. I believe Jersey is the same way. New Jersey,
right?
Yeah.
Do you prefer to be strapped or unstrapped? Because you're confident with your hands, obviously, and your ability.
I mean, and it doesn't make a difference. It really just depends on the client, honestly. Like I have some clients where I know I'll never be in that type of situation, so for the most part, I probably won't have it on me. But then I have clients where you got to have it on you because you just never know. At any given point in time, it could be there. So it's just it's really the client. That's all it is. I'm comfortable either way, honestly.
Well, I'm glad that you get to do something, outside of fighting that you enjoy doing that kind of, makes you stay in shape, makes you stay on your toes, always aware, like you said, when you were talking about that altercation, you got your positioning, you got your footwork right, and then you went to work and you hammered out the guy in one shot, I mean, just like you would like to do in the ring every time. One shot, go home, get paid.
Man, that'd be beautiful. That'd be beautiful.
So let's talk about your last fight. You took on Dylan Kleckler. There was two schools of thoughts on this fight. There was a lot of people that picked you to defend. There was a lot of people that said Dylan was going to, waste you. And I was kind of stuck in the middle because I said that I think Dylan possessed more pressure and the knockout thing, because we've seen that from him more than we've seen that from you. I said where you excel is your footwork. Nobody's got better footwork in the heavyweight division than Arnold Adams, and your precision when you punch. Even if you're not looking for the knockout, you're scoring effective strikes every time you go. So I was kind of torn, and I've developed a little bit of a friendship with you. Even though I'm in the media and you're not supposed to become friendly with your guests, it's hard sometimes because some people are just good people. So I love you to death. I respect you. And Dylan is somebody that I came up with in Island Fight, so I love him and respect him. So I didn't really want to pick that fight, but I gave that analysis when people were asking me about it because that's where I thought, where Dylan excelled, and I gave that, and where you excelled. We also knew that, obviously, you knocked him out. But we also knew that you had knockout power. It's not like anybody could deny you had big knockout power. You just you fight. You're a different cat. You don't always look for that knockout. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't come, well, then Arnold just get 5 rounds of work, and that's the way it is,
That's all it'll be.
But what I saw in this fight from you, Dylan dropped you early in the fight, and you were sitting on your ass in the middle of the ring. You had this look on your face like, no, he did. And I don't recall you ever being on your ass before like that.
Not like.
So I think it ignited the fire, and then you became Dylan Kleckler in a sense. You became the pressure fighter with the power, throwing the big punches. No, that's what you did. I mean, that's what I saw. And you finished him. Take us through that when you're sitting on your ass, what was actually going through your mind? Because the look on your face, man, you were just like, you were pissed, but you didn't look like mad. But we knew you were mad. But you didn't look mad. You just looked like, motherfucker.
That's for sure what I said. This motherfucker, I'm on the fucking ground. This motherfucker knocked me down. And then I got a friend named Dr. Sava who the day before the message was like, if you lose, don't come home. And as I'm sitting there, like that thought ran through my mind, like, damn, she said if I lose, don't come. And I got all these people watching back home. Hell no, we gotta get this one back. We gotta get this one back. Yeah, so when I got up, you see, I got right back on it. I got right back to it and got in his face. Yeah, and caught him with 3 right hands.
But it was different. It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same Arnold Adams I'm used to seeing.
No,
just working the effective strikes. This was Arnold Adams unleashed.
No, yeah. See, like I said, I had to get that lick back. Like that's all it was. It was, let me get this lick back. He sat me down on camera. And I was like, it didn't hurt. I don't even remember what he hit me with. And this is all shit that's running through my mind. What did he hit me with? He hit me in my face though, but my shit don't hurt. Get up, and I'm like, all right, nah, let's get back time. I'm big on that. Big on get back, and I usually don't get hit. So the fact that he stuck me in my face, like right in my mouth, and made me sit down. Oh, okay, all right. Let me show you what it feels like. Let me show you how to sit somebody down.
And you did. You came out there. You did what you said you were going to do. You were going to win the fight. I don't remember in any of your interviews and speaking with you where you said you were going to,
Nope.
score the first round knockout or anything like that.
Nope.
You don't tend to carry yourself with the same bravado that a lot of heavyweights do across multiple combat sports. The heavyweight champion of the world usually got something to say.
Right.
Very, very bold, very confident. And while I know you 100% believe in yourself, 1,000% believe in yourself, you don't feel the need to vocalize that the way some other guys do. Is there a reason for that? Or are we going to see some Arnold Adams pop out, pop off a little bit?
Sometimes I feel like it, and I'll be like, no, that's not me though. I'd rather be I'm the cool, laid back, relax, and just let these talk. Like all that jaw jacking and shit talking, that's not me. You would talk yourself right out of a fight. Look at the heavyweight division. Everyone who's talked shit got their ass beat.
Yeah, we got Alan Belcher coming up. We got Joey Belcher. I think a lot of people were shocked at that one too. But boom, fucking. And Joey Beltran, then he proceeds to get knocked out in his last fight. So it's really crazy. Now you got Alan Belcher sitting there waiting for you. Oh, he froze up again. Dag nab internet. We'll just wait. Here he comes back. Now you got you keep freezing up. It's all right though, man. It's cool. Boys and girls, you're watching Cage Side with Christopher James. We are live tonight in the Cage Side Christopher James Studios and the Baumier Studios that are home of the man himself, the BKFC heavyweight champion of the world, Arnold Adams. So Alan Belcher went out there and did what he said he was going to do, gets the win against Frank Tate. Were you surprised at that result?
I was surprised that he got it almost in the time that he said he got it. He said 1 minute first round. It was like a minute 15, I think.
Seconds, yeah.
Yeah, and but I was shocked. I was like, wow.
It was a walk-off knockout.
I watched that over the next 3 days. I watched that at least 15 times. That last 10 seconds of interaction just to see what happened and what went wrong. Since I'll be fighting him next, I figured let me see how he got this off. And I got it. I saw what he did. I saw exactly how he did it, his timing on it and everything. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you got him. He's coming up next for you. What's your thoughts now that you saw him come in there and do a first round knockout like that against somebody who is, legit?
No, I can't really say he's legit. Yes, he knocked out Joey Belcher. He has that country strength. He has
farm boy strength,
fucking
power.
Mitts for hands, right? But Joey Beltran talked shit before that fight. He pissed Frank off and brought a different Frank out. When you fight off anger, but you can't have that anger. You can't have that energy every time you fight. Because like Alan Belcher, he didn't really talk too much shit.
No, he did not.
He said what he was going to do, but he didn't really talk too much shit about Frank directly leading up to the fight. Frank just came in just fighting just to fight at that point. There was no energy or no animosity there. So I said you can't talk shit.
Yeah, and I spoke to Frank before the fight, and very, very humble guy. He's real. He's got real humility. Does a lot of stuff for his community. And we were talking about, I even asked him. I said, so if you get through Alan Belcher and you do what you say you're going to do, because he was a little upset that Alan said he was going to knock him out in round one. That bothered him, but he didn't even get mad. You know what I mean? He goes, he can talk, but we're going to show him what's up in that 1 minute, but I said, let's say you finish Alan Belcher, you get past Alan Belcher, now you got Arnold Adams, and, you're a shot at the title. What does the title mean to you? And, he goes, it's not as important to me as maybe to some other people. It'd be a cool thing to add to my resume, basically what he said, but it wasn't like the driving force behind why he fights. He fights because he likes to fight. But Do you think that affects a fighter? You know, if you're not in it to win it all, like maybe you kind of, you know, you're not there 100% present in the moment when you need to be? See that he froze up again. I ask a good question, he froze up again. I love it. Love it. He'll be back on in just a minute. What's up, Brandon? What's up, Jacob? Hey, maybe you will see him fight in Chicago. Hey, he's back. So does that affect the mentality, you know, of a fighter, you think, where, you know, the goal isn't to just become the champion. The goal is just go out there and get as many fights as you can because you like to fight.
Maybe not. I don't know. I don't think so. I just know what he had in his mind. He really wanted to see DC again because DC's got 2 knockouts over him.
Right. Yeah, he wants that DC fight more than I think he wanted the belt. So, but now it's a perfect setup, and he just throws up again. It is a perfect setup for Frank Tate and for Dylan Kleckler to go at it once again. So hopefully they'll book that fight here in the near future for both these guys. I think they would both like to fight each other again. There's no doubt about it. So, Champ, some new guys have been entering the BKFC heavyweight division. We got Ben Rothwell from the UFC. We got Greg Hardy from the UFC, who just was recently signed. People weren't mad about Ben Rothwell. People are mad about Greg Hardy because he has a checkered past, you know, with the domestic violence stuff. That was all expunged from his record, and he's been nothing but a model citizen since he got into that trouble. I think everybody in life deserves a second chance, you know, and he's making the most of it, I think. And I sat down and interviewed him at a UFC event. Cool cat, humble. He was living above the American Top Team gym. This guy, you know, is worth, you know, tens and twenties of millions of dollars. And training time, when he was training for the UFC, he was living at the ATT gym upstairs in the dorm. Like, he wasn't, you know, big ball and everything. He went back to the beginning like some of these other guys had to do, which I respected the hell out of. But now he's here. So who should welcome these two guys into BKFC? You may play the matchmaker. And you can't say they should fight each other in their debut because that's a cop-out. That's too easy.
I mean that would be nice. That would make sense. But I think Rothwell should face Bobo.
I agree. I like that fight.
And Hardy. I think Hardy should fight Tate.
I like that fight too. Two big giant men with big mitts.
For sure. I like Hardy and Tate. Let's see, because what's the name's fighting in London? Shoemaker's fighting, and Shoemaker Terrell. Who's left in the division? Yeah,
it's getting deeper, but it's
right.
Not
I got Allen. He's out the picture. Shoemaker's out the picture. Terrell's gone. There's not too many, and those two. Yeah, it has to be one of those two because nobody else really makes sense.
See, and like I could also see, like, if Shoemaker wasn't booked, I could also see them booking Shoemaker against Rothwell. I think that fight would have also made sense for his debut fight. Honestly, now I know he's got the fight with you, but personally, I think it would have been cool to see Alan Belcher welcome Greg Hardy to BKFC. Former UFC guy versus former UFC guy, but a former UFC guy who's so far removed from the UFC and Belcher. It's not like they were fighting at the same time. So I thought that would be a really cool matchup.
Old school versus new school type of thing.
Yeah, I think it's cool, but obviously we don't know how they're going to book it, but I do believe the scuttlebutt is Big Ben and Bobo are going to dance sometime this year. That's what I'm hoping for. Love Bobo. How can you not love Bobo? Bobo's just a cool dude. And it would be a good fight for him, and it'd be a good test for Ben Rothwell to come in, and fight a seasoned BKFC guy because Bobo's been in there a few times. He did some of that. He did a toe of the line fight.
Oh, you know what?
We forgot somebody.
Zach
Kalmas. I don't know if I would want him to welcome either one of those guys.
I mean, I could see him welcoming Ben. I wouldn't suggest him for Hardy. I think that's too much power there.
Well, I think Big Ben has really big power, and I think that he's too experienced for Zach, just overall in combat sports.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Obviously he's still new, So let me ask you a question out of the heavyweight division. What do you think of this Mike Perry versus MVP fight taking off in London?
That's dope. That's dope. When
That
I
came out
saw
of
them,
left fucking field.
yeah, when I saw him release it, I was like, oh shit, MVP's coming over. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's gonna be nice. He's gonna put on a show
In
for
London.
sure. In London, yeah.
I wonder if that makes the guys at BKB upset because they're a London-based promotion,
And they
and
couldn't get it done.
MVP signed with BKFC to do a fight. Because they got Mike Perry, so the bigger name is definitely with BKFC.
It's a bigger stage.
Yeah, I wonder if BKB is upset.
Possibly, I can see it.
I'm gonna message Jim Freeman Dove and ask him.
The promotion's coming across the pond, and they're really doing some shit over.
Yeah. Oh, he froze up again. But they want to do a big show and having a huge British star on there in MVP taking on Mike Platinum Perry. I couldn't think of a better matchup for that. That's going to be a superstar fight. I love that fight coming up with Mike Perry and MVP. You froze up again, but you're back. So I'm going to ask you one more question before I let you go. My next guest is Tyler Sammis. He's also managed by GOAT. 18 years old, slept a dude and left him standing up against the ring ropes. I know you were sitting there watching the fights, man. Tell me your thoughts on that. 18 years old, and this kid comes in and goes, boom. Oh, we lost him again. Son of a bitch. Oh, there you he's back.
Phone calls, yeah. No, I was impressed. I was impressed.
18 years old. Fucking 18 years old. Oh, we lost a champ. Son of a biscuit. He'll be back on here in just a minute. I know he will. He'll come back. I promise. Or he got a phone call on his phone or something, man. Boom, spinning. Tyler, are you there? I see you down there. Stand by, buddy. I'm going to bring you on in 1 minute. Cool. I see the thumbs up. Driving along the highway with your shades on, dog. I like it. All right, so this is what we're going to do. The champ throws up. Hopefully he'll come back so we can close out his interview the proper way. But while we're waiting for him to pop back in, excuse me, let's bring in our next guest. He's there. They're both members of GOAT Combat, managed by Scott Farley, who has the deepest roster of fighters on BKFC. And we're going to bring this kid. He's a Cat 5. I know him personally. He fought with us at Island Fights. Kid's a fucking lunatic. He's just a lunatic. I love him to death, man. He's a good dude. He's 18 years old. Tyler, Cat 5 Sammis, joining us on the show. What's up, T?
How's it going? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you pretty good.
Sweet.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah. I'm actually
all right, good.
To the gym right now, so.
Going to the gym to train?
Yeah. I got to make a pretty abrupt U-turn, so if I set my phone down for a minute, that's why.
That's okay. You're good. So, we're here with you. First of all, what you been up to besides the fight game? What's going on in your life?
Man, so I'm preparing for a little one. I got a little son on the way. Been, collecting stuff, getting ready for him, and that's been pretty much it, honestly.
So, my dude, Tyler, you're still a baby yourself and you're having a baby? Holy shit, dude. Are you insane?
Some people like to call me
that. I did it at the beginning before I brought John. I said, you're an insane, crazy dude. So let me ask you. So I just had the champ on, Arnold Adams. I asked him about you. He said we didn't get to hear his full answer because he froze up, but hopefully he's going to come back on and finish it. But he said he was highly impressed with you in your debut performance there at BKFC. So what made you decide, because, I've seen you in Pensacola and Island Fights. What made you decide that BKFC was the right route for you to go on, being 18 years old and making your pro debut on the biggest bare knuckle platform on the planet right now? Because most guys with 18 years old, they wouldn't even think of doing that, and here you are doing it. So what made that come to you?
It was the challenge that it presents. I like to challenge myself, and with Scott being my coach and manager with all those BKFC fighters on the roster. He, you know, talking about it, watching it, I saw it, and I was like, you know, that'd be something cool to try. You know, I felt like I can hang with him. I go out there, and sure enough, I ended up starting to do 1 minute. But really, what made me the determining factor was the challenge. So, what they actually.
All right, you just kind of froze up there for a second. So we lost the last part of what you said. I know you're in the car on the road, and you know where you live. I don't know how strong the internet is by where you're at, so hopefully you'll unfreeze here in just a second. Are you unfrozen? No, you're not unfrozen. You're still kind of frozen, like slow motion kind of. But I got a question. So hopefully you'll be able to answer this. Here, we'll put it up on the screen. Oh, now I lost both of them? What's going on here? Tyler, if you can hear me, click off and click back in. Tyler, go inside the gym. Let me send a message. All right, so we're going to kick him from the studio. We're going to kick him out. We're going to kick the champs thing out. And hopefully they'll come back in, you know, and we'll get them back on. There we go. So, yeah, his audio was kind of weak there. I don't know. I think it's his headphones. All right, so we got Tyler back on. You there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound a little muddy. It's kind of weird. Turn your headphones off. Let's try without the headphones.
Yeah, it's like real muffled.
Let's see. Is that better?
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can hear you too. Okay, we'll do it like this. So, boom. So there's a question from the crowd. Would you fight at 135 or are you only looking at 145?
I'll be honest with you. I'd probably kill myself trying to get to 135. But that's no. I think 145 is where I'm at.
Okay, that's fair enough to say. Your mom said she's proud of you, by the way. She just popped up on the screen here. It says, "Beyond proud of my son." That's pretty dope, man. When your mommy likes it. I like that. That's cool because most moms would not want their boy fighting, especially at 18 years old. So let's go through that first fight week, you know, for you. You know, I like it, you know, and I know you've done some heavy fights, obviously, so you have a little fight week experience. But BKFC is a whole different animal, and you know, this is your pro debut, combat sports overall, and here you are on the biggest bare knuckle platform on the planet, fighting on a pretty stacked card. You know, and boom, there you go. You come out there, you know, you got weigh-ins, you got face-offs, you got fight night. Take us through your fight experience there with BKFC, man. Tell us about it.
You know, having that amateur experience under, you know, such a big platform like Island Fights, you know, definitely helped with the nerves, you know, because I was kind of used to all those people with the cameras in the face, you know, with whether it was Fight TV.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of helped ease the nerves going into the fight because, you know, I've been there before. And then, you know, I just kind of not let the fact that it was my pro debut get in the way. And
Right.
I blocked that out. So the nerves weren't bad. In all honesty, I was more worried about hurting my hand than I was, you know, performance-wise, if I was going to do good or not. But, you know, that proved to be wrong. But the fight itself, it was pretty quick. I have to go back and kind of like, oh wait, I do remember doing that because, you know, when you're in the moment, you just don't ever, like, you can't really
remember what you did exactly. So like as far as like landing combos and stuff, I had to go back and watch. And just the whole experience itself was great. You know, island fights at the Bay Center brings an amazing crowd, an amazing you know, echo and everybody cheers. But that something about that was different. You know, just I want to say the energy the crowd brought. So it was something that I haven't experienced before, and I definitely can't wait to do it again.
Well, I think the energy came because of the way you finished the fight. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got that first knockdown, you were walking around like stomping like a gorilla, like, yeah, come on, let's go, get up, get up. And then you finished the guy on his feet. You know, you knocked him out cold on his feet, left him leaning up against the ring ropes. I mean, the world saw that knockout. You know, it's not just a BKFC moment. It's a world moment. There's a lot of people. I don't even know how many views that knockout has gotten, but it's a ton. And it's crazy at 18 years old that, you know, you're doing this. Now, I watched your fight. So I'm going to give you my honest assessment of you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. You got some work to do. I know you're young, so of course you have some work to do. The reason I'm telling you this is because I don't want you to get yourself, and you know, you come across so mature right now. I mean, you're really coming across, you know, you're not overly like, you know, like an 18-year-old kid would be. But I don't want you to get a big head about it because that was your first opponent, and they're going to get tougher every time you go in, especially if you do that. But where I saw you needed to work is you were throwing some wild sloppy punches there leading up to the knockout. And I think a little more of your chaos being controlled will serve you better as you progress down this. If you go in sloppy like that, you're going to fight a more experienced guy who's going to take advantage of that. I don't want to see that happen to you because I like you, because you're a good kid. You know what I'm saying? So don't take it as I'm bagging on you, because I'm not trying to bag on you. I'm just, you know, I know the fight game. I've been watching fight for a long time, you know, and I always assess fights, you know, because it's part of what I do. Mm-hmm. So, but other than that, you know, you were composed, a lot more composed than a lot of guys that are, you know, almost double your age sometimes going in there for the first or second or third time. You brought this sense of maturity that I didn't expect to see. You know, when you've got that first knockdown, we saw that you were 18, the way you were like, yeah, it's okay to feel like that, dude. Let that shit out, dude, you know, because it attracts people. And the other piece of advice I would give you, not about just the fights in general, is just being in the fight game. It's always good to have good people in your corner. You know what I mean? So the fact that you have a great management team is Scott Farley with GOAT. I know you're at his gym right now getting ready to train with him as well. Let me just tell you something. Do what that guy says. He's got 2 BKFC champions on his you know, on your guys' GOAT combat roster for a reason, because he's doing things the right way for them. And just listen to your management, man, because he'll steer you in the right direction. That's the best advice I could give you as far as overall fight career, because the fighting part, you know, the training part, you have natural raw ability. And I've talked with, you know, a couple of people that you've trained with, you know, and they tell me that you get better every single time you go into the gym. Every time you like dedicate yourself to working, you're getting better every single time. You're picking up stuff. Scott said that you and Caleb, you know, we're going at it. He said now you're giving Caleb the business, which is incredible, dude. Again, you know, because you're just developing so fast. So just listen to your managers and coaches, and you know, be a good dude, and you'll go a long way. But let's go backwards now. So give me your assessment of your fight, since I gave you mine. What you did in there, because I'm sure you've watched the fight a couple of times, right?
Yeah.
How many times have you watched it?
I couldn't give you. I couldn't tell you.
A lot.
I do, and I feel like every fighter does this. Every fight they have, whether they win or lose, in whichever way, they go back and watch it. If they're eager enough to learn from their mistakes, you know, and get better. Even if, I mean, you know, even in, you know, victory, you're still going to make mistakes.
Absolutely.
That you don't need to make, or, you know, that you need to fix and stuff like that. So every fight that I have, I go back and watch. And I went back and watched, and you touched on a good point, the sloppiness.
Yeah.
That could be, you know, in part of the, you know, first pro fight jitters, adrenaline dump.
Youthful exuberance.
Yeah. And then, but it was also in part of, because you've seen me fight. You see,
Yeah.
I'm kind of, I've never been a brawler. I've always been, get inside, take you down, submit you. That's been my game. Going into BKFC, there's no, feeling out moment. So I kind of just drilled into my head that, I got to stay in his face the entire time and not let him breathe. So I think that's where some of the sloppiness came from, was the just brawling aspect of it, and staying in his face. That's something that I wasn't used to doing. I've never been that aggressive in a fight before, on the feet at least.
Right.
And so I think that's where the sloppiness came into play. Is, I was out of my comfort zone.
Okay. Because you were just waiting at one point. I was like, look at him go.
It was about, so the first time I think I had tripped on a shoe or something, but I fell, got back up, and then I ended up falling towards him. But I don't know if this is illegal in BKFC, but I was kind of holding on to him to keep me up from falling. But I held on to him so I wouldn't fall the second time. I wouldn't look like a dummy. But, I was...
Well, you can clinch. I mean, you're allowed to clinch.
Yeah, but I think I full on just grabbed his arm at one point and just held myself up. But
you're not the first, and you won't be the last.
Yeah. But the sloppiness I definitely think came from, just being out of my comfort zone and not being totally comfortable with brawling or being that aggressive. And then, I was pretty happy with my shot placement, my knuckle placement.
Yeah.
Because when you wear gloves, you have that sense of security. You can punch anywhere and be safe. It may still hurt a little bit, but bare knuckle, you can't just swing and hope for the best. You gotta be precise with that. And I was pretty happy with that. I don't think I took no damage to my knuckles, to my hands whatsoever.
That's what I was going to ask next.
So I was happy with that. And then I would kind of wish it would have gone out, drawn out a little further. But
no, you don't.
So
You don't ever wish the fight goes longer, bro. If you can get finished in that first minute, finish in that first minute. If you can get finished in 30 seconds, finish. You're not getting paid by the hour. You're getting paid for the fight. And the less time you're in there, the less damage you're going to sustain. So, let's hope your next one goes just as quick. You know what I'm saying? Let's go in there, get the business done, get your money, and get the fuck out. Especially, now you're going to be a papa. I'm still I think that's more shocking to me than you fighting bare knuckle. Because you're just 18.
Yeah. I think that's it's the same thing with most people when they figure it out. So I also, about 5-10 minutes after my fight, I proposed to my girlfriend.
Yeah, I saw that shit, bro. You're fucking crazy, man. You're fucking a lunatic. Her parents like you?
What's that?
Do your girl's parents like you?
Yeah. Everybody likes each other. Yeah.
Okay. Your family likes her family and vice versa?
Well, that's crazy because, no, our families haven't met yet.
Well, dude, you're getting married and having a baby. It's time to introduce the families to each other, man.
Hey, we got a baby shower coming up at the end of the month, so they'll meet then. But
all right.
But they've talked, over the phone, texted back and forth. So everybody's real cool. They, I think they all get along, and that's, what I care about most, really.
So you knock this dude out standing up when they separate you, they call the fight off, and you see this dude just stand there. How cool did that feel, bro?
So if I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought he was just, I don't want to say faking it, but I thought he was just done. I didn't know he was completely unconscious until, I'd turned around after celebrating and he's laid out on his back. I was like, now it really just clicked me. I just starched him.
You did.
But, after the fight, it was an awesome experience. I have, these guys that are twice my age coming up asking for pictures with me. I have these, little kids coming up wanting to take pictures with me and me sign their shirts. It was fun. It was a good experience. It felt good, and I'd be happy to do it again.
I'm sure you would be happy to do it again, especially if you get a result like that again. So,
Yeah.
You impressed David Feldman. I don't see David Feldman, the president of BKFC, post a lot during a fight night, unless something like he thinks is really fucking dope happens. And I haven't seen him post about a fight during the fight in a while. And he posted about your fight right after your fight was over. Where's my damn phone? Let me pull it up. But when you impress the boss like that, that's a really good thing. Let me see if I can find this thing here. Holy shit! 18-year-old Tyler Sammis, what a beast! This is what the fucking president company fucking said about you right there.
Yeah.
The night of the fight, boom. Trying to get so it doesn't glare. There it is. So
Pretty cool.
that's pretty fucking dope, bro. Did you talk to him after the fight?
No, he actually wasn't in the building. But I talked to
He wasn't
everybody.
there? I thought he was there.
No, I didn't. I don't think he was there.
Ask
I
Scott if he was
I
there.
definitely didn't see him. But
Ask Scott if he was there. Scott would know.
Hey, Scott, was David there? Yeah.
Senior.
He wasn't
He
there.
wasn't there.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Scott. I tell Scott, we got to get Scott. I told Scott a couple of times, I'm going to get him on, come on the show one day. He's a rising management star in the BKFC. He's got more fighters on their roster, I think, than anybody else. So it's time to get Scott in front of the camera. So we're going to have to get him on, and we're going to have to fuck with him a
Time to
little
get
bit.
you in front of the camera, he says.
He texted me immediately.
Here he's right here.
There he is.
Up.
What's up, Scott?
Senior texted me immediately. He was super thrilled with that performance.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude. I mean, he went right to Facebook. I was telling Tyler, Feldman does not post during fights. And if he does, it's because something really spectacular happened. So I can't remember the last time he posted about a fight until, holy shit, what a beast.
Yeah, he seemed happy with it. I think it was his flight got canceled. There was bad weather that day. A tornado was hitting Jackson on weigh-in day, and people were sheltering during their weight cut. Yeah, it was a mess.
So Scott, I told them two things. I said, one, you got some work to do. You were a little sloppy, and two, you should always listen to your manager and your coach. What do you think of that advice?
That's great advice.
Seeing as you're his manager and his coach,
I think, I was talking about this earlier that, even though I check in at the gym every day, there were so many people that didn't know that I own a gym and coach fighters. They think I follow them around and tell them what to do and who to talk to. But, Tyler was my first one to get out there, and I've gotten a bunch of messages since that fight of people wanting to come find out what's going on in Gulf Breeze, Florida.
Isn't that amazing?
That's awesome.
Yeah. But save up some money, and you can come to your fight camp here.
Yeah, and Scott, I'll ask you while I got John, I'm going to kick you off so I can finish with Tyler, but this kid's 18 years old. He just fought on the biggest platform. He had a stark knockout. I mean, that the world is seeing. I don't even know how many views that video has gotten, but it's a shit ton. He's impressed the president, and the kid's having a baby. What's your assessment of this kid overall? Because, I'm looking at him right now, and he's, during this interview, he's very mature. He answers questions, the way he should. You'd think he was a 25, 30-year-old veteran of this sport.
Not if I shave.
Yeah. Yeah, Tyler's always been really mature. I was aware of Tyler before I started coaching him, and we had talked probably a year before he started coming in, and he's always been very mature. He has a great dad who has been his coach, and trained BJJ and judo with him since he was 4.
Nice.
And his dad, when Nat Geo was here, they asked me how well the friends me and Eric are. I said, well, it's mostly just we were both in the military. We were both law enforcement. We both share martial arts. So me and Tyler's dad are like the same person. We get along great. He's over here coaching right now. But I think that had a lot to do with it. But yeah, Tyler, you notice he was on another podcast right before the fight. He's very mature. you know, like you ask him who his UFC favorite fighters are, he doesn't name current fighters. He names legends. You know, he's been a student of fighting his whole life, and the discipline that comes from training. You know, we talked about this before. A lot of fighters, they don't train a traditional martial art anymore. They just train MMA.
Yeah.
And Tyler had training BJJ and judo since he was 4 years old. Has definitely shown in his life. You know, it makes him stand out with his discipline and his maturity.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the honest assessment. We're done with you now. You can leave. We're going to finish with Tyler. Hey, guys, that's Scott Farley from Goat Combat Agency. He manages Tyler. He manages Arnold Adams. He manages Elvin Brito. Those are 2 champions in BKFC. He runs Core MMA. He runs Goat Combat Agency. He's a good all-around dude, always watching out for his fighters. There it is, Goat Combat Agency. So, so you've impressed the president. You've impressed the BKFC fight community. You know, like you said, you know, people come up asking for pictures, taking out, you know, signing shit. And at 18, you know, that's pretty cool. So are we going to concentrate on this now, or are we going to try to go pro in MMA as well?
I'd say for the first, you know, 3 bouts BKFC, it's exclusively BKFC. I do want to get back into MMA though.
Yeah. Do you want to take a pro and see if you can make the UFC, or?
Yeah. You know, I'm going to go pro with MMA. You know, I turned 19 in 3 days, so, you know, coming up on 15 years of BJJ, you know, I just don't want to throw that away. You know, I feel like I have a gift with it. So I definitely want to keep training that and utilizing that with my strikes as well. So I think MMA is in my future. Pro MMA is in my future. But, you know, I want to get at least 2-3 more fights in BKFC exclusively and see where I get that.
So why did you choose BKFC to go pro over MMA, which you've dedicated your whole life to?
So that goes back into, you know, the challenge that it presents. I'm constantly looking for a new challenge. You know, I definitely felt the new challenge when Caleb had started coming training here. You know, he pure boxer. You know, I had, you know, a little bit of Muay Thai and then my grappling. So, you know, that was a challenge in and of itself to try to work around that and sparring with a pure boxer.
Sure.
You know, obviously, you know, it helped because I didn't have, you know, really good boxing technique. My technique was, you know, the little bit of strikes and Muay Thai that I know to get on the inside and then slam you on your face. So, you know, that's really all I knew. So, but with BKFC, you know, I saw the challenge and I went after it. You know, I challenged myself, and you know, it was obviously, you know, I was obviously a fish out of water. You know, that's not my element at all. You know, you take away, like, I say this now, but you know, take away my grappling, I'm basically a, you know, white belt in Taekwondo. I know, you know, 4 kicks, a couple of punches, and that's it. But now, you know, I've got boxing in my arsenal, bare knuckle boxing at that, along with my ground game, and then my continuing Muay Thai. You know, it's, you know, I believe I'm going to shape out to be a pretty good, well-rounded fighter. So.
You know, you said that you did BKFC first because of the challenge, but isn't it does MMA not feel that challenging to you that you had to go seek out this challenge? Because, and let me remind you, you're 18 years old, bro. You know, so I mean, it's not like you've got a wealth of experience in anything in life. I mean, you're 18 and you're going to be 19 in 3 days. Happy birthday early, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
But you're still too young to be having a baby. I'm just telling you that right now. That's just my opinion. But I still love you to death. And, you know, you can't take that shit back. Baby's coming. So, you know, I wish you the best of luck with that, dude. It's being a dad is an awesome thing, and I'm blessed to be one myself. So, but you haven't experienced MMA yet, really. I mean, you've only done AMI. So, why did the challenge of BKFC win out for you over the challenge of turning pro MMA? That's what I don't understand.
I want to say the pace of it, because, you know, the pace in BKFC is way different. You know, I want to say way faster than, you know, the pace in MMA. And, you know, all of my fights, you know, amateur, you know, there was a feeling out stage. You know, I get my distance down, and then I'll see how you're throwing, all right, if you're throwing wild, I'm just gonna bull rush you and take you down. Or
Right.
if you are giving me signs you're gonna stay on your feet, I'll stand and bang with you until I can get on the inside. I'm always looking to better myself, and yeah, there's opportunities to better myself. Taking harder fights with MMA and all that though, but I'm doing stuff that there's grown men, pro fighters. There's UFC fighters that have said that they won't do bare knuckle. They
Oh,
won't
I
fight
know.
bare knuckle. So that right there, that I feel like it's a challenge. It may not be a physical challenge as much as a physical challenge as it is, just me like challenging myself mentally.
I get that. That's what I was trying to get to, because you haven't even experienced pro MMA yet. So to say you're already looking for another challenge without actually going through the challenge of pro MMA, which you've been training your whole life for, confused the shit out of me. Now, granted, I'm old, and sometimes I get a little longer, but for real, and like I said, I'm glad you did it. Like, you impressed the world out there. A lot of people saw that fight. A lot of people saw that knockout. A lot of people talk about that knockout, and they're going to for quite some time. Right now it's one of the highlight knockouts of the year in BKFC, just because of the way it finished. You just left the dude slumped. Crazy. I don't even and and you come across right now, even when I'm cracking jokes and shit, like just so emotionless. Which reminds me of Rory McDonald. I always thought of him as like. Canadian Psycho, like from the, he's just so calm, so cool, so collected. You don't see the emotion coming out of him, and he's giving us some incredible fights. He stays even keel.
Yeah, that going back to Rory, I think it was the second fight between him and Robbie Lawler when he got all torn up.
Where they got all face to face with each other, and
his lip was all split. That was
good shit.
And never changed. Like his face never changed. He took it and they kept moving forward. So, but I recently just got told this, like maybe a week ago. I have a really stoic look on my face.
You do.
Like
if you were a girl, if you were a woman, people would say you have resting bitch face.
My fiance says that now. But I'm not. Some people may see it as if I'm like, I don't care. I take things in. I listen. I may not show as much emotion as you probably should for certain things. Like, hey, you just won $1 million. I'm like, okay,
now, see, I don't think that'd be your reaction if you won $1 million, motherfucker. No, $1 million. I think you'd start doing backflips and shit.
Yeah. No, but it I was just talking about this the other day with my dad. Like, I have a real stoic look on my face. Some people may see it as I don't care, but I listen and I take things in and I ponder on it. So
it's a good thing to have, man, where you don't show your opponent any emotion, whether you're hurt, whether you're feeling good. You just whatever they see is just this right here. It's this. It's this guy right here. That's all you get. That's maybe after the fight's over, you go in the back and you'll have maybe you go. Maybe throw a little smile out there, maybe just one, and then you'll be over it, So, but it's good to be able to.
Sorry, I will say I do want to give a shout out to my opponent, Phil Raymer. He took it like a champ. I've never been knocked out, thankfully, but I can understand. Like, I feel like I'd be pretty bitter after finding out that I just got knocked out, especially in a fashion like that. He took it like a champ. He came up to me. He actually thanked me for giving him the opportunity. I was like, bro, thank you.
Yeah.
And but he a huge shout out to him. For I just don't know many fighters that are around that age and still fighting, other than Yoel Romero. That dude's just a freak nature.
No.
My opponent, he was 38 years old.
There's a lot of guys that are fighting that are 35 to 38 years old, so it's not like a shock.
But just huge shout out to him. He was real nice. He didn't really fully grasp what had happened still, but he still congratulated me on the win and wished me the best. That he found out that I had proposed, and he said congratulations for that. So just huge shout out to him. So.
That's awesome, man. Way to show respect for your opponent, dude. Fucking, like I said, you carry yourself like a much more mature than 18 years old, and that's a good thing. Don't, just like I said, don't let yourself get too cocky. Don't let yourself get too big of a head about any of it. You'll find it better suits you along the longevity of your career. Be easy to work with, and just go out there. Let Scott handle all the business side of the bullshit and all that stuff, and you just go out there and concentrate on fighting, and he'll take care of the rest. The only thing you have to do is boost your social media. That's it. And with knockouts like the one you just had, dude, shouldn't be hard to get your social media numbers up. So
I gained like 600 followers the night after that on Instagram.
yeah, but
that was insane.
But if you play that right, you'll gain 6,000 more with that same clip. You just have to go out there and get. No, I'm not even playing, dude. That's a popular clip, dude. So you need to get the original copy from BKFC. Tell Scott to do that for you, and then put it out on all your social media. Blow it the fuck up. Put some crazy music on, add some graphics, do what you got to do. Have Scott help you. I know he's got somebody that can help you make the videos even flashier than what they already are. And then again, some videos don't need any more flash than the actual substance that they contain, because that shit sells and your knockout sells, dude. So, congratulations on all of it, dude. The fight, BKFC, turning pro, having a baby, getting engaged. That's 5 things, fucking 18 years old, that most 18-year-old guys aren't doing these days. So, boom, to you. Now, there is one more thing you got to do. Well, actually, there's 2 things. First, give me your shout-outs to anybody you want to shout out, like your management, your team, your coaches, sponsors. Shout out all the people you need to shout out. I'll wait.
Yes, so, obviously shout out to Scott, my manager at GOAT Combat Agency, and my coach here at Core. My dad for also being, my ground coach. He's also in my corner, getting me ready for the fight. All my family and friends that made the drive out to Jackson and came and supported me. And my sponsor, New Hope Regeneration, Chris and Kevin. I never knew about stem cell therapy until I did it, and it was the best thing. About 4 weeks out from the fight, I got 2nd and 3rd degree sunburns, and I had stem cell therapy like a week before that, and it healed up within so they were like, you're probably not gonna be able to fight. It healed up within a week, and it was 3rd degree burns.
That's
Best
insane,
stuff I've ever
dude.
done. It's great. Stem cell therapy, New Hope Regeneration, Chris and Kevin, best people ever. And then just all the new fans that I gained. Everybody wishing me, congratulations and saying it was a nice knockout. Thank y'all. You guys, y'all's energy is what keeps me going. So
that's awesome. And you created that energy in the building by doing what you did. Made the fans get all fucking jacked up. So that's the way to do it. I mean, you keep giving them moments, they'll keep cheering for you. Now, there's one more thing you got to do on the show, and it's only for first-time guests, and this is your first time on the show. So I like to do something to try to make my guests feel a little uncomfortable, put them in an awkward position, because, what the fuck, right? We're not even in the same room. It's not like you can punch me in the face for doing it. So, but it's something that, let's see, this is episode 325 of my show, 325 episodes. Usually I have 2 guests on, sometimes I have 3. So let's just say I've had 350 to 400 unique guests, first timers. I've had multiple repeat guests because I probably had, a lot. But nobody has said no. So you can't say no to this, or you'll be the first one that has to get, you say you like a challenge, right? Isn't that what you said? You like new challenges?
that's what I said.
All right, so we're going to hold you to be a man true to your word. So the first time on the show, I ask every single guest the very first time to sing for us. Doesn't matter if it's a good song, a bad song, if you can or can't sing, if it's a TV show, commercial, whatever the fuck it is. And you don't have to sing a whole song, but you got to give me 20 to 30 seconds of something. And
20 to 30 seconds.
Yeah, dude, it goes by quick. If you got a song that you like, it goes by quick. If you got a song that you're singing and you don't like, it feels like eternity.
If I was in my guitar studio, I'd be playing guitar for you. I don't sing.
Oh, well, you're not, so.
I can't even think of anything now.
Oh, come on, man. I know there's.
Turn that off.
Your mom's sitting here. She's waiting for it, dude. What music do you listen to?
I listen to like Kill Switch Engage and stuff like that.
Oh, My Curse and shit like that. I like it.
Yeah, I don't even know it. I just like the guitar.
Rose of Sharon?
Huh?
Rose of Sharon?
Yeah, I can try to scream that.
Yeah.
No. God, dude.
Your mom said, "Let the bodies hit the floor."
Oh, yes. You did that once.
I did that once. I can't even think how it starts out.
Well, you know what? You can just do the 1, nothing's wrong with me. 2, nothing's wrong with me. And get, right into it,
All right. Man, Scott's going to pull the cameras for this and hold this against me.
It doesn't matter if he's got it on camera. I've got it on camera, dude. It's on YouTube. Right. It's going all over the world, bro. Right. Just let it rip, man. We're feeling.
All right. Man, I'm sweating. All right. I can't.
You got to do it, bro.
Come on.
All right. All right. 1, nothing's wrong with me. 2, nothing's wrong with me. 3,
come on, amp it up.
4, nothing's wrong with me. 1, something's got to give. 2, something's got to give. 3, something's got to give.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Come on, do it.
And I'm getting
with a little growl. Give me some growl.
All right. It's a good thing you're going to be a fighter and not a singer.
Yeah. Good thing I'm a fighter, not a singer. I'm just getting over being sick too, so.
That's all right, man. I'll let you slide. At least you made the attempt, dude. That's all we asked for.
Don't get nervous before fights, but that made me nervous.
See that? I that's why I do it, man. I like to throw people off their element a little bit. That was his dad.
I didn't see Arnold sing.
Arnold's been on the show numerous times.
Oh, okay.
Nice try, though. Dude, don't start fucking with the heavyweight champ, dude. Fucking, you may be ballsy, dude, but he'll kick your ass.
I screamed at him after my fight.
In a good way.
It wasn't anything bad.
Right, in a good way you screamed.
Yeah. I was like, you like that? But, yeah.
All right, well, listen, bud, I know you got to get to training there. I know Scott and your dad want you to get on the mats and start doing some shit, so you go do that shit. Thank you for taking the time, man. It was an honor to have you on the show tonight, man. Congratulations on everything, dude. Seriously, congratulations on it. Keep that level head. You'll go far. And, keep improving, which, you guys in your gym tell me, Scott tells me, what is it, Tavon? Is that
Tamir.
Tamir's in the gym. Why did I say Tavon? I don't know why. Tamir, I know he gives you some work, dude, but fucking even, he if you train all the time, dude, you'll kick everybody's ass in that gym.
Tamir's spending 3 weeks in Thailand. He'll be back on the 1st. I'm sure he's ready to spar again.
All right, well, we'll see, man. We'll have to get that live on Facebook, dude. We'll have to post that up when Tamir comes back. Tamir versus Tyler. We'll make it happen. All right, listen, brother, go enjoy the night of training, man. Again, congratulations on everything. Thanks for taking the time tonight, and we'll talk again soon, brother.
All right, thank you.
Always.
Yeah.
Peace. Boys and girls, that was Tyler Sammis, man, the Cat 5, dude, and what a level-headed kid, 18 years old, taking it all in stride, man. He's got a lot on his plate. He's getting married. He's having a baby. I mean, that's a lot. And I stand by what I said. As long as he stays true and listens to his coaches and his team, and his management, kid can go really far because he really does have a lot of natural raw talent. That's why I said Cat 5 up in this house. He's saying a little bodies hit the floor. I don't know if it was singing, but, it was an attempt. So we'll give him that. But guys and girls, that's it for KHR with Christopher James. We will talk again soon. I will let you know when the next show is. I have a different schedule in life now that I'm not doing the DJ thing full time, so I have to do different things. So it changes the way I can approach these shows. And it's a lot of work that goes into putting these shows together. So just know that even though I haven't been on consistently every week right now, things are still coming your way. All right? Because I love you guys, man. Thanks for taking the time to hang out with me tonight and let me be a part of your lives. Thanks to my guests, Arnold Adams and Tyler Sammis. Like I said, again, thanks to you guys for tuning in, man. I appreciate being part of your lives today. It means the world to me right here for you guys allowing me to be part of your life. But that's it. I am celebrating 4 years from my last heart attack. Still kicking, still ticking, still going strong. And that's the way we're going to keep it, baby. But until next time, I am Christopher James. You guys at the cage side. Good night, everybody.
What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuits. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Fill up the deuces. There you go, baby.